Hey guys, it's Eagle Trading. Henry Hop checking in. It's been a while since I've been watching the market. Got involved in my job. My business took off pretty quick, so I've been not really involved in the market so much. But probably 2 weeks ago, I started taking interest in it and looking at some different charts, and actually alerted my son and a few friends, and had some emails sent out that I thought the market was going to take a tumble. That was on February 10th, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. And why today was so significant that we bounce tomorrow. This is a trend line of the market. I think that I don't really do normal technical analysis. I have more of a proprietary, and I can get into more details. But this is one aspect of my technical analysis. We kind of have a median trend line that we tend to gravitate towards, whether we pull back and then try to get back to it. So we're looking at common touches over a period of time, a 7-year period here, I guess you'd say. This is a 2013. I believe we started this maybe 2012. Let's see here. Yeah, it goes by 2012. So it's an 8-year chart almost, and a little more than 8 years. You can see the movements as we start to stretch away from there. We kind of pull back like a magnet. You overshoot, and you kind of undershoot. Here you overshoot to the bottom, I guess you'd say. But we always try to pull back towards this trend line. And the moves tend to be commensurate, almost mirror-like, from the extension to the top end to the bottom. Same thing here. You almost have like a mirror-like image with the same percentages from top to bottom to this median trend line. And this median trend line, we're looking at common touches in areas of interest, and that's pretty much how simple it is. So to get into more details, here's the rolling top of 2015 that I kind of negated and thought wasn't really happening. And anybody that follows me on stock twits, a lot of people are saying, hey, this is the end of the bull market. We're going to roll over here, a long-term bear market. Everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket. And I kind of started doing some charting on it and thought it was the opposite. I thought we were actually, from this descending top line, making some lower lows and some lower highs. I understood the premise of it. But once we didn't break down in this area here, in fact, we started pushing higher when we should have gone down from here. If this was going to be a continuation move, you would have not have bounced. You would have done this A to B, then back up here, and then drop back down. But instead, we started to fight back. We retested the descending top line, pulled back, and then pushed through it. The interesting thing is we started to gravitate back towards our line, and then we retested it again. The descending line, which was resistance before, now becomes support. And we held it, and we were off to the races. We never looked back. So I do think the significance of this candle here is huge. Almost like the epicenter for where we began this long run. Interesting thing is if you draw a line from that candle, it kind of goes straight across into where we're at today, where we closed. Although we are below this in after hours, it has to have to be something significant here to kind of get the market to bounce, given the velocity and the angle of the MACD here is pretty precipitous. Same thing that I was looking at here, where you look at these top lines on these channels, and you can kind of run them straight across too, and they line up exactly with the top that we just saw, almost creating like a trumpet pattern, I guess you'd say. So looking at the geometrics of this is pretty interesting. A lot of things line up with today being an area where we should bounce normally, but I think all bets are off, given this is very unique. I've never seen moves in the VIX like this sustained. I've never seen moves in UVXY that have far exceeded the time frame and the intensity that it's normally done historically. So this could be something interesting here playing out, but it'd have to be some type of a news event tomorrow, I believe, to get this to bounce, or at least consolidate in here and give the bulls a point of reference. Just as we were shorting off this Fibonacci retracement, we need to show some consolidation in here and maybe some news and at least a timeline of how long they think this virus is going to run its course. But interesting patterns here, guys. If you want more, I guess we'll do some daily charting here, but I just wanted to show you what I'm looking at. Hopefully we bounce tomorrow and then things will kind of make sense. You can see how these line up. If not, all bets are off. This is not going to be a good year in the stock market.